Okay, in the previous video, we learned about why we need to measure angles, how we name angles so we can talk about them, how we measure them using degrees. And now let's look at certain scenarios. Here's an activity for you. You draw any two lines that intersect, which means it should look like that. It could be any ways. There are infinite ways in which you can draw. And then I label these angles using these numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Using a protractor, try and measure these angles and fill these out. And then what observation do you make? Again, I will create a form which will appear as an assignment on a Google Classroom asking you what observations you made. In the second one, you draw two parallel lines and a transversal. And then when you do that, you notice four angles formed on each ends, giving you a total of 8 angles. Again, using a protractor, measure these angles and what observations do you make? At this point, you may pause the video and go ahead with the activity because I'm going to tell you the result. Okay. Now, the first thing, in the first activity, you draw any two lines and you label these angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4. Then what you will observe is angle 1 equals angle 3 and angle 2 equals angle 4. Okay. These are called opposite angles. So opposite angles are equal. The other observation that you may make is that angle 1 plus 2 equals 180. And we've already seen these are adjacent angles. When you add 1 and 2, you get a straight line or a straight angle. Similarly, 3 plus 4 is going to be 180 degrees. In the second activity, you have a parallel line and a transversal, and you have 8 resulting angles. Now, I've changed the labeling here just in order to emphasize the point that the label doesn't matter. It's the idea that matters, right? So again, we already know opposite angles are equal. So I get 1 equals 3, I get 2 equals 4, then I get 6 equals 8, and 5 equals 7. This is from the previous idea of opposite angles. Now let's look at the alternate angles. The interior alternate angles. You will notice angle 3 equals 5 and angle 4 equals angle 6. These are the alternate interior angles, and they are also equal. There's a couple of terms that we're going to be using quite often. One of them is called complementary angles. So if I have 30 degrees and I have 60 degrees, then adding them gives me 90 degrees. So basically, what complementary angles are if you have angle 1 and angle 2, if angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90 degrees, they are complementary. It's again just a vocabulary term that is going to come up multiple times, so you should know this. Similarly, a supplementary angle adds up to 180. So if angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180 degrees, they are said to be supplementary. We have also called them straight angles. Okay. In the next video, I will be covering some example problems.